On my first Ed slot, way back in April or May, I think it was last year, I told the story about two lads from Manchester who went to the Aston Martin dealership in Cardiff and started messing around with the cars, opening the doors, sitting in the cars, and the dealer thought they were just mucking about and asked them to leave. I did the accents, I did the Manchester accent, I did the Cardiff accent. It was all really funny and we all had a good jolly laugh about it. The story then went on to say how that Aston Martin dealer in Cardiff got a call from the dealer in London to say, did you throw two lads out of your dealership a couple of weeks ago? He said, yep, I did. And they were members of Take That, and they ended up buying 5 Aston Martins. And it was all really funny. And the point of the story was that you shouldn't judge people based on their appearance. However, I heard a story recently about somebody in BNI. It wasn't in this chapter, hasten to add, it wasn't in this chapter, who asked another member for a one-to-one. And that member said, nah, you're all right, thanks. And I thought, really? What? Why would someone do that? And did they say no because maybe it was based on their gender or their age, their dress, their appearance, their ethnicity, their religion, their football team? Most likely it was based on their category, based on what they do. That was probably the reason why. But I thought this is really strange because without having a one-to-one with this person, you don't know what they know. And I happen to know this person is one of the most connected people within BNI. And why you would refuse that is absolutely balmy, because it's harming your own business. And to bring this a little closer to home, this is normally the point in the Ed slot where I pick on Damien. But I've had a one-to-one more recently than you. I had a one-to-one with Tony, so I'm going to pick on Tony. Now, if you would like to be picked on in the next Ed slot, you can have a one-to-one with me between now and then. I'm available. But now it's Tony. I happen to know that Tony obviously is a business coach with Action Coach. We all know that. But, oh, he's getting nervous now. But Tony runs another business besides Action Coach. He doesn't talk about it in the room. But if you don't have a one-to-one with Tony, you won't know about this. And it might surprise people to know that another member in this room has stood up probably 3 times in the last 6 or 7 weeks and asked for the category of business which Tony also runs. Now, I'm not going to say what business Tony runs or who has asked for that category, but if you don't have a one-to-one with Tony, you won't find this out. And to bring this even more closer to home, to myself, based on judging on appearances, I went to a leadership team meeting a few weeks ago. I believe, Richard, you were also there. Dave was there. Pete, you were there. I was sat on a table with probably about 6 people, one of which I knew. The other 5 I didn't know. And I'd been in the office all day. I was wearing a hoodie. It was freezing in my office, so I wasn't really dressed for sort of business mingling. People didn't know who I was, and there were 2 guys in suits opposite me who completely ignored me and had a chat to themselves. Fine, they thought I wasn't worth talking to. But they were having a chat about something that was really exciting them. It was a BNI calculator which allowed you to put in your projected referrals and one-to-ones and various other things over the next month, which would then tell you how many points you would have and whether you would go into the green. So you could work out, what do I need to do to go up some 5 points? What do I need to do to get into the green or get into the amber? And they were really excited about this. They'd heard about it, but they didn't know where to get it. And they were talking about it, saying, oh, I think this person can get it, this person can get it. And I thought, well, you're completely ignoring me, so I'm not going to tell you that EngageWeb actually was involved in making that. And we've got it sat on our drive. But you blanked me, so there we go. If anybody else wants that, by the way, I can send it to you. It's quite a good little tool. But to bring this full circle, if you don't have a one-to-one with somebody, you don't know who they are, you don't know what other businesses they're involved with, you don't know what other businesses they've had in the past, you don't know what they do, you don't know who they know. Your dream referral that could completely transform your business could be their best friend. So when someone asks you for a one-to-one, you say yes. Thank you very much.